Brother Raymond, Janelle, she made it. Blessings. Good to see everybody. My hat looks crooked on my head. I don't know why. Must be way I'm. Must be my head crooked. Oh man, how's everybody doing? Driving, coming back from camp. Oh, Molly girl, Molly May. Yeah, yeah. I think Bo said he was hunting this evening himself. Just figured I'd jump on here real quick, talk a little bit, say hello. Good to see you. Hoping to see you today. Been thinking about last night. Was wondering if you were good. Yeah, I'm good. I didn't get much sleep last night. I don't know if it was related to that or not, but um, yeah. I did find out. I found out some things about what I saw last night. Well, not really. I have I've noticed that there's a couple other channels that have run across the same type of being, same looking being. At the same time, I find it really interesting, but then really disturbing. Um, Haley's good. She's feeling a lot better. Um, she's had a couple small fevers in the last day that were right before she went to bed, and then when she got up this morning. But she said other than that, she feels great. Just one of those things, I guess. I thought I saw something, but I wasn't, but didn't want to say. Oh, absolutely. Anytime you see something, say it. It was strange. It was really strange, and I'm gonna say it again. I said it 100 times last night. I don't ever think about when I'm going in the woods alone. I don't think about it. Like, like when we were kids, it was the first thing you thought about. Oh no, I'm not going in there by myself. But don't get me wrong. I've been working before and gone into a dark space or dark area or dark property and was like, what am I doing? But it wasn't that kind. I didn't have that. I didn't have that feeling. What I'm saying is, I found it really strange when somebody. Good, I may lose you. I found it really strange when one of the subs mentioned, or made the comment, said, "Boy, I would be really freaked out or scared to be in the woods by myself. It does, it freaks me out." And I like thought about that right as I read it, and I kid you not, I said something about eye shine in front of me, down low. And I turned to my left, and when I turned back, because two other people stepped up and said, "Yeah, I seen eye shine too," and then somebody else, and then I said, "Oh, you did?" And I swung around with the camera to the right, and bam, there it was. And the the vibes that I got, it was an instant bad vibe. I mean, the moment I set eyes on it, it went south. It was all bad. Like, I was already turning around. Like, when I looked at it, It's kind of like going to a gunfight with a knife kind of attitude or kind of scenario. You know when you walk in, you're screwed. Excuse my language. So I instantly spun around as soon as I saw it. And then the rush I got once I had my back to it, I felt like, you ever seen that? You remember that scene? Hey, Tammy, good to see you. Blessings. You remember the scene in the 1990s movie, Dracula movie, where he glides across the floor in his gown, real long gown, and the gown's like coming behind him and it's real long? Well, that's what it felt like. I could feel the energy rushing me, coming up behind me. And I felt like if I stopped, it had me. Like it was already on me. Within 2 to 3 seconds, I felt like it had already caught up with me. Like it was directly behind me. And yes, floating. And I kept looking back. And when I hit that field edge, I seen it 2 different times. It come out on the field edge. Because when I came out, I showed you guys the deer feeder. Hold on a second, guys. Molly May, get up here. Come on, let's go in. Hold on, guys. Get in there. I showed you guys the feeder. And when I turned and looked behind me, because I kept hearing, look behind you, look behind you. I mean, it was nonstop. When I turned around and looked to the back of the field, oh my goodness, there it was. And the reason why I know it was is because I could see a gap on the field, between the field and the wood edge. And I could see the top of its head capping the back of the treetops into the sky. That's how tall it was. It was every bit of 10 foot. And was it a Bigfoot? No, I don't think it was. And if it is a Bigfoot, it's a very, and I've never had an aggressive counter with a Sasquatch ever. And if it is a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch, whatever you want to call it, I either made it very mad or it's had bad experiences with humans or people. This being had very bad intentions. What I saw in its face was not a Sasquatch. Or I'll take that back. It was one that I've never seen before, or I thought existed. I'll put it like that. I didn't sense a Bigfoot. Did I see any sign? Yeah. Well, there's plenty of sign as far as, I mean, there's a huge X. So when I went in there during the day, there's a lake in the back. I was about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile from the lake last night on the night video. And when I got out to the lake, I found a bunch of dead fish on the shore edge, half eaten, and so forth. So I'm thinking raccoons, cranes, blue herons, whatever, otters. But it's a freshwater private piece of property. It's a farm. So I didn't discredit anything. I turned around and went into the woods directly behind the lake. I went in about 50 yards. Like I was saying last night, there's like 7 or 8 houses that butts up the property. The farm butts up to a neighborhood, and there's like 7 or 8 houses. They're only houses in the entire area for a couple thousand acres for like 10 miles. When I got into the woods, I found a teepee about 50, 60 yards. And as soon as I found the teepee, I circled around it, checked it out, went back out 20 yards ahead of where I went in when I found the teepee, and I found a set of prints, bare footprints, bare feet. And I had a little tape measure on me my dad gave me. I keep it clipped on my belt, and I got 14 and a half inch tracks. And so, I'm gathering all the and the signs, like I was telling you, the X's. I found little X's, big X's. Um, what are they called? I guess it's a pyramid, like an A. I found so much stuff back there. Okay, glad you're safe. There's a lot of unexplained things. Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you, though, Tammy. Yeah, I was I was never so happy to get out of there. And I've only been scared like that one other time, and that was at the public land. Um, but this tops it. I lost all sense of control. I couldn't keep myself from leaving. I turned around and fled. That's not me. Um, and I'm not saying like I'm embarrassed or to say I was scared. That's not what I mean when I say it wasn't me. What wasn't me was I couldn't control the tools that I have that I've gathered, and the know-how, the everything that I've put together within myself to be able to go out here and face these different things. I lost it all last night. Like I even felt like it wasn't me. I mean, it was crazy. I felt like I was powerless, but I would not say that over there. That's the first time I've said it since it took place. I refused to say it last night, and I just slipped up and said it just now. Rat's ass, good to see you. Howdy ho, Billy. Fear is an act of preservation. That's right. That's right. Man, you held it together very well, brother. I'm proud of you. You didn't give in to their fear. Littlefoot. Hey, Billy, so happy you are safe. Thank you, Littlefoots. Much love, blessings to each and every one of you. Thanks for dropping in, guys. Yeah, Brother Raymond, I think I was at the point, I was past the threshold of being, I don't know. I was so scared that I think I said it last night, that my legs went weak. And I tried to move. Right when I first tried to turn around, I couldn't move. My whole body was like limp. I was scared. I would never tell you guys any different. And like I said, that doesn't happen to me. That that doesn't happen to me. When I first laid eyes on it, I remember every second of it. When I laid eyes on it, it was just towering, and it was just standing there. And I had just said something before that about, you guys see that dark body over there in the corner? And I think MT Paranormal Mike had just came on and said hello to everyone. And he said, I see something over there. I'm waiting for it to move. Well, no sooner than he said that, I took the camera off of that area, and I was looking around, and then I said, oh, I got eye shine. And it was the biggest, brightest white eye shine that I've ever seen. And then I get talking about something else, and then I said, I got eye shine, and then a couple people on the chat said, I do too. And then I looked down at the camera and said, hey, Sharon, good to see you. Blessings. Thanks for dropping in. And I said, oh, you do? And I turned the camera to the right, and when I did, bam, there it is. Out about 100 yards, 125 yards, there it is standing there. And I mean, just monstrous. I mean, black as black, the biggest, brightest, whitest eye shine I've ever seen in my entire life. Was it tall and skinny or wide and tall? It was wide and tall. What I saw was leaning behind a tree. It was behind the tree to begin with, but then it stepped out. When I turned and was looking where I thought it originally came from, that's when I looked down at the camera and saw where a couple people commented, I see eye shine too. And when I read that, I looked up and I said, "Oh, you guys did too." And I started to pan back to the right. And when I did, what did I do? I put the flashlight right in its face. Boom, camera and everything. And I just froze. I said, "Oh boy, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble." It's the first thing I remember to right now is I kept remember hearing myself say, "I'm in trouble," and I didn't know what to do. I think I even reached for a sidearm, and I knew I didn't have one on me, and I don't know why I did. If I did, I don't know, but that was probably my, you know, my natural reaction. There's things we can't control as far as our body and soul, especially when you're in that situation. I'm sure all of us would feel the same. I'm sure, Tammy. Yeah, it's like I said. That's in my entire life. That's this only the second time I've felt that much fear, and that tops the first time, like big time. That blows the first incident right out of the water. I mean, I think it had a lot to do with how close it was to me, and then what I felt when I turned my back to get out of there. I felt it glide up on me. That's why I feel you shouldn't go out with no experience by yourself. I wish people would understand there can be bad experiences. If it was me, I'd been paralyzed. Yeah, that's what used to happen to me. Well, it happened to me at the public land, but I later found out that I had my toe in my boots, my feet were grounded against the trunk of the tree, and it had me dead rights. That being, I won't mention its name, but the moment I stepped off the tree trunk, it I got a hold of myself. And you're absolutely right, brother Raymond. I shouldn't go out there by myself. Um, you never know. I don't care where you go. I mean, like Tammy said, there's so many unknowns. But that's a classic case of me thinking I knew what was over there. Or, "Ah, I got this, no problem." No, I 1,000% agree with you, brother Raymond. Um, I can tell you I won't be going back over to that property by myself at night. Um, that's a definite no. Definite negative. I think your reaction might have saved you. You held it together and didn't just run away and trigger it. Yeah, I think I think that the energy that it was emitting out at me kept me sluggish because, like I said, it felt like I was in quicksand and I couldn't keep my legs moving, and and so forth. So it was just, you could tell something was trying to overpower me. And the other thing was, when I spun around and I kept looking back, I went directly into prayer. um, and I mean heavy prayer. I laid it on thick, and I was saying it over and over and over. And then I threw some demands out to back away. And as I got out and showed you guys the feeder, it was starting to lighten up. But like I said, when I looked back those couple more times, it was still standing there. It was out on the field edge with me. But I went on YouTube earlier, and I about fell off the couch because I went on somebody else's channel. Well, I went on two or three of their channels. They're a group of guys. And I'm looking at their video, their live from either yesterday or night before last, or last night's, their last night investigation, whenever it was. I don't know if it was last night, night before. They had the same exact being, because if you think back, I said I kept seeing eyes low to the ground. And I did. It was the same bright eyes, white eyes. really bright eye shine. I mean, like flashlight bright. And it was low. It was like a foot, 2 foot off the ground. So I go over to this channel and I'm listening to these guys talk about it and explain it. Well, they're actually showing the video, the live, and I'm watching the live and I'm looking at the eye shine going, holy moly, that's what I saw last night. So whatever I saw over there, I'm willing to bet they're everywhere. That people are starting to encounter more and more of them, or they're starting to show themselves. I only carry a sidearm when around people, not much good to me. Will a forest giant that performs being in every way, an element or not, fact accepted. Yeah, of course. Agreed on that. Um, to a point. There's an argument for every side with that. I used to carry one every day. Of course, I carry a cannon. I carry a 500 caliber bear pistol, 250-yard pistol, but I stopped carrying it about 3 months ago. Not only that, the moment you walk into the woods, if they don't want you there, you're already done. You're not coming out. Yeah, I fear people more than I do anything in the woods. But last night, I don't know if I can say that. What I saw last night was that tops everything and anything I have experienced in almost 2 years of being out in the woods. And I hope it doesn't get any worse because I don't think I could handle it. I probably can, but yeah, that's a serious being, whatever it is. If you don't mind, I'd like to say something. Sure, Raymond. Absolutely. That's what we're all here for, brother. Just go in daytime before you go to any new spot so you can expect. Yeah, I actually did that yesterday, Brother Raymond. I went there during the day, and actually it was such a good daytime and walk that I said, man, this would be the perfect place to do a nighttime live. And boy, was I wrong. All day, well, not all day, but this morning, last night and this morning, I was pretty headstrong on the idea that I went into an area that made them mad. But as I went back and looked at some timestamps people sent me, and then the picture embedded in my brain that I saw with my own eyes, that was no Sasquatch. That was no DM. That was something else. And I don't know what it is. I think you went in a different way, so surprised. Yeah, I did. I came in from the other side of the property. So you are 100% right on that. But what I did, I came in on the complete other side of the farm, but yet from the other side, I cut through the middle. And when I did that, I think just from the couple times I've been over on his property, I was probably in the thickest part of the farm. So that's very possible. That's a good point. I think I startled something for sure. That's a guarantee. But the only thing that resembles a Sasquatch from that being is the size of its body and how dark it was. And even the dark, was even dark. It was blacker than black. So I don't know about that. Didn't you go in a different way when you? No, I did the. No, when I was up at the public land, I was going in the same way all the time because where I got confronted by that was the original gifting spot. I had just I was standing right here in front of a big beech tree, and I reached up to put a jar of peanut butter. Hey, Lena, good to see you. And I went to put a jar of peanut butter up. It's like a little shelf that it was an area in the tree where it had rotted out, and it was like a hole, but it had like a little shelf there, like it was still some of the wood, in the tree. And I sat the peanut butter up there, and when I went to take my hand away and look, it was right there. It was like 30 yards from me. And where it was a cliff, like a straight drop. And it was on that drop, looking me dead in my eyes. And that's where I was paralyzed. Couldn't move, couldn't do anything. Awesome. Hey, brother, Bo. I'm all tongue tied. I figured you guys be in the woods. Yeah, so that was an encounter that was like this, but not as bad as this. Alan, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. You are. He's sitting in the deer stand. Googly. Yeah, possibly. It was the strangest looking thing. I mean, the head wasn't domed. It wasn't conical. It was like, oh no, you know what it was like? It was like the one I seen up at the private land I just stopped going to. It was more boxy. It had more of a cinder block head. Wow, who just said that to me? Janelle, you just made me realize, thank you for that. You just made me realize where I seen that being's head before, that shaped head before. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. I knew that thing looked very familiar. I just couldn't put my finger on it though. I couldn't figure out for the life of me, like, I've seen it, but I didn't know where I seen it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Or it's just very familiar. I don't know how to explain it. She said, Janelle said K. But yeah. Anyway, I'm babbling now. Um, yeah, I won't be going back over there without somebody with me. I've got some I've got some timestamps from last night that were sent to me. I'm gonna talk to that person and see if it's all right to put them up in the community on the community page, and you guys can, if it's all right, you guys can take a look at. There was a couple different things there with me last night. Spirit, couple spirits, whatever that thing was in front of me, and then I saw something else, but it's really hard to see unless you know what you're looking at. But I'll see if I can get it posted up. Almost home. I bet you're happy. It is. It's chilly over here. I'm getting ready to put my bike away. I think I'm done for the day. Yep. They said there's a big winter storm coming our way. I was just watching it on YouTube, Weather Channel from YouTube. Yep. All right, guys. I'm not going to keep you guys on here. Much love. Blessings to you. Thanks for dropping in. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.